Good morning. This morning I'll be taking you guys a little bit away from the usual tech stuff we're doing, but still science related. This morning talking about genotype. Before I start, let me ask: how many of you here know your genotype? You know your genotype? Ah, you know your genotype. All right. So I encourage you to all know your genotype. You don't? So you should. Okay. Genotype is the part of the genetic makeup of a cell, and therefore of an individual, which determines one of its characteristics, which is phenotype. The term was coined by the Danish botanist, plant physiology, and geneticist Wilhelm Johansen. Said genotype is determined by the makeup of something called allele. Say the word that refers to the form of a gene that produces different effects. Phenotype is the physical effects of genotype. Like the genotype carries a particular trait of an individual, while the phenotype is just like shows you the effect of that gene, of the trait. So the genotype is information contained within two alleles. And this is how a genotype, let's say an allele is one. This is an allele. There's a green and something like a blue. One from each parent. One from each parent, your father, one from your mother. They both combine together during menses and form 46. One is 23 chromosomes, the other is other 23 chromosomes. So they both form 46 chromosomes. And each has a particular information it carries. So this is a picture of an allele. This is a DNA strand. The DNA strand actually is a combination of the different alleles all together forming 46 chromosomes from system. Now there are types of genotype. There's a AA, AS, AC, SS, SC, and CC. But the three major ones which we are all familiar with is the AA, AS, and SS. Wait, before I come here, genetic disease. Due to this genotype stuff, this genotype, we inherit some diseases passed from our parents down to the offspring. There are different type of genetic diseases which depends on your genotype, your genes. There's Down syndromes. The Down syndrome contains of there's what they call 23, 21 chromosomes. Or like it contains three sets of 21 chromosomes instead of just 23 chromosomes. You have 23 chromosomes. That's from one set. It's two pairs. Let me not confuse you guys. There are two pairs. One is 23, the other one is 23. But when they come together, what Down syndrome is like, is a multiplication of a chromosome 21, making it 3 times. And there's also cystic fibrosis. It's rare. It's a rare genetic disorder of the glands, causing excess mucus in the lungs, and problem with pancreas function and food absorption. And there's Huntington disease. It's an inherited disease that causes a progressive breakdown or degeneration of the nerve cell in the brain. And it's Duchenne's muscular dystrophy. It's a genetic disorder characterized by progressive muscle dissolution and weakness. It's hemophilia. It's a rare condition in which the blood does not clot properly. Thalassemia. The disorder results in large number of red blood cells being destroyed, which leads to anemia. Fragile X syndrome affects children's learning behavior, appearance, and health. Then sickle cell anemia. Out of all this, we'll be talking about sickle cell anemia, the sickle cell genotype. So sickle cell anemia is also known as sickle cell disease. It's caused by a gene mutation of the red blood cell, whereby these bloods are shaped like a crescent-shaped moon. The sickle cell gene is inherited so that the disease, you must inherit the gene from the parents. Children with one copy of the gene are said to have the sickle cell trait. Now let me show you, this is a picture of a normal red blood cell and a sickle cell. This is how they look like. It's form of a shape, half-shaped mole. That is sickle cell. Then there are types of sickle cell disease. And there are the four major types of sickle cell disease. There's hemoglobin excess. That's this excess depends on your blood genotype. For those with excess, then the hemoglobin SC, those are with genotype XC. Hemoglobin SP thalassemia and hemoglobin SP thalassemia. That's why when we ought to get married, when we are approaching that stage of marriage, it's always good for us to know our genotype, so not to fall a victim or not to put your children under that torture. And so seriously, it can be painful. It can be painful, and it can be really, really something. So it's always good to know your genotype. For those of you that don't know your genotype, please endeavor to know. So this is a compatibility of genotype. AA is actually the best genotype. Yes. So those of you who are AA, congratulations. Let's see. Yeah. Let's see. Okay. AA can practically get married to anybody. AA can get married to anybody. Okay. AA can get married to AA. AA can get married to AS. AA can also get married to SS. AA can get married to SC. AA can also get married to CC. Why AC? AC, you know that C is also a sickle cell trait. AC can get married to AC. Then that's bad. Should not be here. Sorry. Then AS can get married to AS because that's bad. Let's say the ratio of having a sickle cell, a child with a sickle cell disease is 1:4. Okay. All right. AC. This is it's a sickle cell. It's also the C, the sickle cell. The C is a sickle cell trait. It's a gene. I said it's that's why I said it's a mistake here. It's a mistake there. It's supposed to be there. So AS can't get married to AS, which is totally bad. AS can't get married to SS. That's a no-no. And SS plus SS, don't just try it. Don't. It's terrible. And AS plus SC, these are bad. SC plus SC, AS plus AC bad, AC plus SC, this is bad. Check genotype. This is an electrophoresis machine. This is what is used to test for your genotype. I have to take your blood sample, run it through on an electrophoretic gel, and pass it through this machine. Depending on your genotype, it moves with charges. The gene moves with the different charges of depends on your gene. Like that. So there are treatments of sickle cell, bone marrow transplant, also known as stem cell transplant. It offers the patients the only cure for sickle cell anemia, but it's dangerous and very, very expensive. It is expensive. I heard they're doing one now in Nigeria, which is UBTH, meaning, but the cost of doing a bone marrow transplant is about 4 million, 3 to 4 million. So in order to save you that stress and all those stuffs, just know your genotype and know your partner genotype. So if it means breaking up at the right time, you break up. But if the love is too strong, sorry, sorry, it's okay. Medication used to treat sickle cell anemia includes antibiotic, pain reliever, medication, nitropixels. These are just like a pain relievers during crisis. They don't really help. But the main cure is just a bone marrow transplant. You have to get a donor that's willing to donate stem cell, they prep you for the treatments and everything, and you'll be fine. And there's other experimental treatments, there's a gene therapy. So researchers are exploring whether inserting a normal gene into the bone marrow for people with sickle cell anemia results in normal hemoglobin. But these are just the experimental treatments. They are not being confirmed. And in nitric oxide, people with sickle cell anemia have no level of nitric oxide in their blood. So nitric oxide is a gas that helps keep blood vessels open and reduces thickness of the red blood cells. And there's drug to boost fetal hemoglobin production. Thank you. Questions? Okay.
You said the cell disease, and you mentioned antibiotics,
Yeah.
and you said the sickle cell disease, not
It's
bacterial disease.
it's a genetic disease,
The
genetic
genetic
disorder.
disease, you just say cell disease, but you can't mention antibiotics as the cure.
That's why I said it's not a cure. It's more like it's a treatment to just ease the pain. It's not a cure. AA. Yes. Yes. I said, let's see. It takes to be sure. Advanced. Yes. Different labs. Center. Thank you. Any further questions?
Concerning the genotype matching,
Okay.
marrying AS and AS,
Okay.
and the results, according to what we did biology, is going to be AS, AS, is going to be AA, AS, then AS.
Yes.
So there's a possibility of having
It's
at least one AA
in four.
and having four.
That's one we should
one
follow.
SS. So you think you can take the risk, but you can't take the risk.
And that's why it's not advisable to. It's a ratio, one ratio four. It's not advisable.
My point is, I'm sorry, my point is, if you have someone you really like, and you probably don't have to manage to get just one
Let me chip in something. Let me chip in something. I think technology and science has advanced that. If you really like the person, you can get married to the person. There are ways to determine the child's genotype even before the child is given birth to from the womb. When as a conceiving, you can determine. You have to have but determine it. You explain to God. You explain to God. All right. I think are we any further question? See. Yeah. Yeah, there's crisis in all. Yeah. There are same symptoms. There's sickle cell. There's sickle cell traits, but they are just little different. But the severe one is that SS. SS can be more severe than the rest. SC. All right.